Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. Special K's bought me a new mug, so I'm just going to sit that down there like that. I think that looks quite cool in the corner there. Anyway, what I'm going to do today, I've been out taking loads of pictures and some of them are less than stellar, including this one here. And I thought this has actually got the potential of making rather a nice painting, but just to give me a bit of an helping hand, it needs a little bit of work on the actual photo itself to bring out the sky and all of those tones to give me a starting point for my painting. So today, that's what the video is all about. I'm going to show you how to manipulate a pretty crappy photo to turn it into something that's going to inspire you to want to paint a picture. So what I thought I'd show you today is I've been messing around with photography a lot and looking at how I can take really boring photographs, I suppose, and turn them into something that I can paint. It just helps with the sort of process, really. So I've loaded this picture that I took. Me and Special K were on a trip to visit some friends, and Special K was driving, and I was snapping away through the window of the car, and I took this of some sort of windmill things, and I thought, you know, this might make an interesting painting. So let's see what we can do with it. First thing I'm going to do is go into shadows and highlights and bring the highlights right down. So I've got all this detail appearing in the cloud. I've taken this as a raw image. I think if you was to do this as a regular photo, you might struggle a bit getting the detail back. I'll take the exposure up a little bit. And what I really want to play around with is the contrast, because that's going to really sharpen up those clouds. See, there we go. And let's just bump the saturation, because that always helps. A little bit on the vibrance. I'm not developing this photograph as a photograph, by the way. I'm developing it to use for a painting, so that's a subtle difference. Let's just change the white balance. Is that, oh no, that's about right, I guess. Well, it's not a subtle difference at all, actually. It's a huge difference. Let's lift these. If I lift the shadows up, I can get some detail in there. And then I guess I need to rotate this thing. I'm assuming that's how I do it. And level everything up. There we go. Now I guess I've got to crop it. It's not too bad. We'll just maybe go back that way a tad. That's it. So I've now got a sky, quite a dramatic sky. I can develop this. Once I've developed it, I can even once it's developed, I can even enhance it a little bit more. I'm going to change the curves, I think, see if I can get some more out of this sky. So I'm going to adjustments. I'm looking for curves. Here we are, curves, and up the highlights and just bring the shadows down a bit. Just to make it a little bit more dramatic. The classic S curve. There we go. So that's given me a starting point for my painting. So now I can load this into whatever paint app I want, which I think I'll use Artrage for this one, and use that as the source for my painting. Let's get cracking and see what we can come up with. Two things. I decided to paint this in Krita, and the second thing is when I loaded the image into Krita, I felt that I got the white balance all wrong, and also there's not enough contrast in this sky. It's not what I was really after. So I'm going to go to curves adjustment and open that up, and I'm going to pull these mid-tones down. There we go. And now can you see I'm getting some real stormy clouds? That's what I really wanted. So that's that, and I just need to tweak the white balance now because it's a bit purple, I felt. So I'm tinting it with a green. That to me looks more like a stormy sky. That's just so much better. And now I need to see if I can get this foreground back a little bit. Well, I know one way of doing it. Let's see if I can do it with. I could do it with an exposure, I suppose. Oh, shadows and highlights. Let's see if that'll do it. Let's bring the shadows up. It's kind of doing it. Oh, I like that. I just want something in this foreground, so I'm going to do exposure as well. And I'm going to bring the whole thing up so it's nice and bright. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to mask it. So I'm going to my layers. I'm going to add a mask. And then I'm going to fill that with black, which should, I believe, mask the whole thing off. Yeah, there we go. Then I'm going to take my paintbrush, change the colour back to white. You see there, it's a bit complicated, but I don't really need to do this because I can kind of imagine it. There we are. And don't forget, this picture isn't about creating a photograph. It's about creating an image to paint. So all these greens are saturated and they look really, 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 it looks bad. It looks really bad. But anyway, it's fine for what I want. Let's get this exported again. New version. Let's save over that one. I want to replace it. Yes, I do. And now let's flip over to Krita and let's do some painting. I have the image loaded into Krita. I'm going to use the Atelier brush pack, and the first brush I've selected is this one, and I suppose I need to be on. I need to be on brush, don't I? Here we are. That's it. A blocking in brush, DA Oil 13 blocking in brush. So I really love this because where's all my colours gone? Here we go. Because when you put it on, you can see it's like this sort of creates this underpainting, which I really like. Got the wrong colour going there though, I have to say. That's more like it. I suppose I ought to use a similar sort of style that I did when I was doing that tutorial the week or two ago I did how to paint skies, so I'm going to try and use a style that I would have demonstrated in that perhaps a bit. Look at that, straight away we're getting into this. Nice soft yellows. Very quick way of just getting some colour onto the canvas. The shadows under the clouds now. Right, I need this sort of really dark green. Really muted colours to start with. I'm wondering if that's a bit high. I think it is actually. I'm just going to undo all of that. I want a really low, so I'm changing the composition slightly. I won't go down more than that. Never mind, I will overpaint it. Bigger. I kind of want this really low, sort of like that. And then this shocking band of bright green. Perhaps not that. Leaning a bit more towards the yellow, I think. And then the dark again. Just so we've got this band of yellow going across it. Oh. Right, so stage one done. Let's start looking at a different brush. What's this one? Colour fade. That might give some nice softer effects. I want to put a little bit of purple. Just need to move that painting out of the way a bit. Or the photograph, I should say. There we are. It is annoying that you have to choose this pin to manipulate your source image. So this brush is the DA Oil 12 Colour Fade. And I'm using really faint strokes. And even though I'm on the same layer, it's almost like overpainting. There we go. A bit darker. I might be a bit too dark. Just want to sort of blend them together a little bit. That's better. So I'm looking at the reference image and making a lot of use of it. I guess in my sky tutorial, this is similar to the very last one I did, almost an abstract one. I'm using the control key to select colours, and I can quickly sort of swap between darks and lights. That needs to be a bit lighter. I think we can have a yellowy colour in here. Change the size a bit. Yeah. Softening this off all the while. I kind of want a nice softness to it, not too many sharp edges. I know that's a bit unusual for me, and I'm taking my time compared to what I normally do. I'm usually much more aggressive, I suppose. I want some nice lights here, and much faster with the painting. But today, I just want to chill out. Take my time and hopefully produce something that I'm proud of. So far I've only used the 2 brushes. That's the oil fade, sorry, the colour fade, which is the one I'm using now. And I think the other one was, yeah, the blocking, number 13 blocking. The colour fade is number 12. So it's brush 12 and 13. If you want to follow along with this or have a go at your own. Don't forget, if you are a member of the Digital Easel group on Facebook and you have a go at something like this, it would be great if you posted your pictures and shared it with everybody. I'd love to see what you're up to. I know I don't paste in there so much, and the reason I've not been pasting there is because I've been doing more demos than paintings lately, and I've not felt that my paintings have really sort of been up to it, because this standard is pretty high by some of the painters, and sometimes I put things in that you know, a little bit simple, but I kind of some of the stuff is really just sort of demo paintings that I just feel don't cut it. So that's why I've not sort of put so many pictures in, but I do go in there and look at it a lot, and like people's paintings. And I have seen every single painting that's in there. I think I've liked every painting that's ever been posted. So if you haven't joined that, check it out. Digital Easel, really friendly group, nice people, and it'd be love to see you in there and see your paintings. This should have a little bit of a blue. I'm going in with the distant tree line now. It's a bit too dark, perhaps. I want it to have a bit of a blue cast. I wonder what other brushes we've got here. Let's just try some. What's this one? The Filbert Dense. That might be nice for some of the foreground, and maybe these maybe the windmills. I'm just wondering if we've got a palette knife. I'm just wondering if I should sort of use the palette knife to soften off some of this sky. This is the 19 palette knife. That's quite a cool effect. I don't want to overdo it. What was this one? We've got a rake wet. What's that? Oh, that's a nice brush. Let's try that. See the brush strokes in this one. Let's try another. This is the 20 palette knife drips. I wonder what this does. Oh, I like that. I like that. That gives it a nice soft. Softer edge. Might be a bit too big. Let's just. So this is, it's clearly, this is a sky painting. It's all about the skies. So I haven't even thought about painting. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. That's a nice effect. I haven't even thought about painting these windmills yet. There we go. That's a dramatic sky. Right, okay, windmills. I am going to create a new layer for this because, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might decide to move them, make them smaller. What brush we got here? This is the rake wet. I quite like that. I like this sort of. Let's go on the thirds. It needs to go about here, I guess. It's too big. Too big. That's about it. So pop that in. I need to zoom in here really, I suppose. I'm going to change the blade. Make it more like that. And I'm just wondering, zoom out. You know what? That blade would have been alright if I put this one over there. I need to. Beauty about. Oh, it's not working as an eraser. That's interesting. I thought there would have been a tool that would be an eraser. I bet there's a brush somewhere. Usually I just flip my stylus and erase, but it's not working. We're not going to have any erasers here, are we? Let's change the brush set erasers. Here we are. Just choose that one. There's got to be an easier way of doing that. If there is, please comment below. I'm still exploring this, and this program. So always eager to learn new things. Is that better? I found out if you press the E key, I wonder if you press the E key if it's going to be an eraser, and it is, but it doesn't go back to the brush again. Oh, you have to. You just toggle the E. That's cool. Toggle the E key, and you have an eraser. That makes life a lot easier. Does that look? It still ain't right, is it? Oh, let's just rub it out. Who'd have thought this bit would have been so difficult? There, like that, like that. They split evenly. No. Like that. That's about it. I could have just painted what I saw and then I'd be done with it, but no. That would be too easy. Or I could have manipulated the photograph, I suppose. This is just my initial outline, by the way. Right, let's zoom out and see what that was. Not too bad. I can see what I'm going wrong here. This needs to be there. That's it. Now this at the minute looks really so weird because it's just sort of sat on that plane and it's not tied down or anything. I need to get some grasses underneath that, or another edge or something. There we go, like that. Just to bring this into the... I'm going to put that little windmill there as well. And then we'll have one here. So I'm just going to put 3 in. While I'm at it, I'm just painting in this edge. Just sort of find something for that to fix to. Oh, no. It's just dawned on me also that these blades are way too big. That would topple over. That's more like it. I need to zoom in, I think, so I can see what I'm doing. What brush am I using now? The colour fade. What I'll also do as well is change the colours up a bit. Let's put a bit of... so where we've got the darks, put a few lights in there. Like that. Bit not subtle enough. We are. Better. So we have another one to pop in just here. Just a small one. This time I'm going to stick with the photographic image. Make life easy for myself. Go with a bit darker. Painting a few trees. Well, not trees, but sort of branches. How we're looking. I'm just wondering if it actually needs the other one. I think might be nice. You know what might be a nice idea? Just to, instead of another, put a few birds in, see what that looks like. I like that. So do I leave it at that? I could define these a little bit more and make the shapes a bit more defined. I think I will, because they look a bit clumsy. Use the eraser. Just to sort of smooth them out a little bit. There we are. I'm just sort of tidying up the edges. That's a bit long, that one, just sort of get the edge off it a bit. I'm certainly glad I put these on a different layer. This one's too fat. I like the way it cuts through the light clouds. There we go. I don't think I need any detail in the front. I really don't. I can maybe put a little bush here. I might use that, yeah, the blocking in brush, just to add a little bit of sort of detail there. I could come in with a bit there, perhaps on the third. And there we have it. A painting taken from a pretty grim photograph, to be honest. But hopefully I've done it justice. I've come up with something that doesn't look too bad. Let's get it signed. Let's change the brush. Change the colour. So I've looked at this painting for a little while, and I'm just feeling that it needs another layer and some shadows painting on it to make it look finished. It doesn't look quite finished, so I'm rethinking it, and I'm going to go in with this nice big blocking in brush, and I'm going to choose a sort of a dark grey, maybe darker than that. I'm going to change my blend mode. This is important. When I can, here we go, blend mode, and I'm going to make it, I'll put it to overlay, I think. Let's just turn the opacity down. Oops. To about there, I think. I can just sort of overpaint some nice darker tones. I just felt it was too light. That's to me, that's just so much better. I'm going to put some over the grass in the foreground as well. I might create another layer. Change the blend mode of that to multiply. Yeah, I'd wanted a much thinner green. Maybe put some blues in this as well. So I'm going a lot more dramatic than where we were when I thought it was finished. You know what? I'm liking it. You can go in with lighter colours as well, and it will just lighten up some of those where I put in the really darks. It'll just pop them lighter colours back in. I think we need a pink. I think we need to just pink off the that background slightly. Sort of the light setting a bit. That's better. Now one more layer. Take the brush right down. Too lazy to change brushes. I may have to though. Let's see how small I can get this. There we go. There we are, that's better. That to me is so much more dramatic. Let's save that. Last time I saved it, and I didn't wait right till the very end to save it, I did actually have a power cut. But luckily enough, I'd got it saved. So I need to save way more often. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I have lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.